Good morning, students. Students, yesterday we started third chapter and the chapter name is Constitutional Design. And in that chapter we discussed the incident or the process of South African independence and how the policy of apartheid was removed, abolished, and how the constitution of South Africa was prepared. Now the question arises that it's not only South Africa, but why we? Means why do we need a constitution or why any country needs a constitution? Let's just a simple example for that why we need a constitution and what do constitution do? What are the I mean to say functions of constitution? The oppressor and the oppressed in this new democracy were planning to live together as equal. So it was not going to be easy for them to trust each other. And they had their fears. So they wanted to safeguard their interest. The black majority was keen to ensure, keen means बहुत उत्सुक थी, to ensure that the democratic principle of majority rule was not compromised. कि अब जो डेमोक्रेटिक मेजोरिटी का जो रूल चल रहा था उसमें हमारा डेमोक्रेटिक प्रिंसिपल के साथ हम कोई कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ नहीं करेंगे, समझौता नहीं करेंगे. दे वांटेड सब्सटेंशनल सोशल एंड इकोनॉमिक राइट्स. And it's not only applicable on South Africa, but it's applicable on every country. So the white minority was keen to protect, और white minority भी चाहती थी कि जो छूट हमें यहाँ मिली हुई है वो हमारी ऐसे के ऐसे ही रहे. अब now let me just, and after that we discussed it yesterday only, after our long negotiation means समझौता, संधि, बातचीत के बाद दोनों पार्टीज इस बात पर एग्री हो गई कि जो भी रहना चाहे यहाँ पर they can reside over here, and then one person, one vote, one value will be the principle, and then some basic rights will be there for the poor and the workers, and the black agreed that majority rule would not be absolute. अब absolute मतलब सिर्फ majority community का rule नहीं रहेगा, and they agreed that the majority would not take away the property of white minority. कि जो वाइट माइनॉरिटी के पास प्रॉपर्टी है वो भी हम नहीं लेंगे. दो दिस कॉम्प्रोमाइज वॉज नॉट ईजी. हाउ वॉज दिस कॉम्प्रोमाइज गोइंग टू बी इम्प्लीमेंटेड? इवन इफ दे मैनेज टू ट्रस्ट ईच अदर, what was the guarantee that this trust will not be broken in future? Okay, so that's why the constitution was framed. Means now the question is constitution, why constitution was framed? Constitution, actually the meaning of constitution is a set of written rules. Here you just now see the meaning of constitution is it's a set of written rules that are accepted by all people living together in a country, so that none can deny that I have not spoken that, it's me, it's mine, it's not so. Now it is just rules have been written and none can deny. So constitution is the supreme law that determines the relationship among people living in a territory. Now people are called citizen, and also the relationship between the people and government. So a constitution does many things. First, what it does? First, it generates मतलब पैदा करता है a degree of trust and coordination that is necessary for different kind of people to live together. Second, it specifies how the government will be constituted, कि government कैसे बनेगी, who will have power to take which decisions. Third, it lays down limits on the powers of the government and tells us what the rights of the citizens are. Fourth, it expresses the aspirations of the people. Aspirations means ichha, about creating a good society. Now the question for you, what is a constitution and what are the functions of constitution, or what constitution does, or why do we need a constitution? This question can come in these different ways. So all countries that have constitutions are not necessarily democratic. Again I am telling that constitution means set of written rules, and rules they are applied everywhere, even in a family, in a school, in any institution, in any enterprise, or even rules are there if we are going or if we are sitting somewhere in a company, in society, even then we have to follow the rules. So it doesn't matter whether the country is democratic or not, but every country has its own constitution. After the War of Independence against Great Britain, the Americans gave themselves a constitution. And after the revolution, the French people approved a democratic constitution. We have earlier read in chapter number 1 of history. Since then, it has been a practice in all democracies to have a written constitution. Now let's move further. Making of the Indian Constitution. How the Indian Constitution was made, prepared, and now let's see. Here some pictures are given. The first one is Vallabhbhai Javeri Bhai Patel, and simply or popularly we just pronounce Vallabhbhai Patel. He was born in Gujarat. He was the Minister of Home Information and Broadcasting in the interim government. Now, what do you mean by interim? Interim means asthai. Lawyer and leader of Bardoli Peasant Satyagraha. He played this word Bardoli Peasant Satyagraha we'll discuss in 10th class when nationalism in India chapter will be there. He played a decisive role in the integration of Indian princely states, and later he was made the deputy prime minister. Then Abul Kalam Azad. He was born in Saudi Arabia. He was a just famous educationalist, author, and theologian. He was a scholar of Arabic, Congress leader. He was active in the national movement. He opposed Muslim separatist politics. He was made the education minister in the first union cabinet. And then Krishnachari, and he was born in Tamil Nadu. He was a member of drafting committee, and he was the entrepreneur and Congress leader. And later he became the finance minister in the union cabinet. These three and some. Now let's see how the Indian Constitution was prepared. Like South Africa, India's constitution was also drawn up under very difficult circumstances. The making of constitution for a huge diverse country like India was not an easy affair, because here multicultural, multi-religious, multilinguistic groups are residing. So for all of them, or keeping the things in view for all of them, making a constitution is very tough job. At that time, the people of India were emerging from the status of subject means praja, to that of citizen. The country was born through a partition on the basis of religious differences, means India and Pakistan. So this was a traumatic experience for the people of India and Pakistan. And then at least 10 lakh people were killed. So horrible. On both sides of the border in partition related violence. There was another problem. The British had left it to the rulers of princely states to decide whether they wanted to merge with India or with Pakistan or remain independent. When India got independence, beta, even then some princely states were there, and it was the very deliberate policy of the British, and they asked the kings, or they asked the chiefs or heads of that princely states, that it's up to you. You want to join Pakistan, you want to join India, or you want to remain independent. And to keep themselves, to keep them in Indian Union, it's a very tough job for the Indian ministers or the Indian leaders. So when the constitution was being written, the future of the country did not look as secure as it does today. तो लग नहीं रहा था जब ये बन रहा था, क्योंकि अभी कुछ प्रिंसली स्टेट्स बचे हुए थे. And the makers of constitution had anxiety about the present and the future of the country. Okay, so what happened? Despite all these difficulties, there was one big advantage for the makers of Indian constitution. But unlike South Africa, they did not have to create a consensus about what a democratic India should look like, because much of its consensus had evolved during the freedom struggle. Our national movement was not merely a struggle against a foreign rule, it was also a struggle to regenerate our country and to transform our society and politics. There was sharp differences of opinion within the freedom struggle about the path India should take after independence, and such differences exist even today. आज भी होती रहती है हमारे, क्योंकि मल्टी कल्चरल, मल्टी रिलीजियस एंड मल्टी लिंग्विस्टिक ग्रुप्स हैं, इसलिए आज भी होती है. Yet some basic ideas had come to be accepted by almost everyone. So, in 1928, Motilal Nehru and 8 other Congress leaders, they drafted a constitution. You see, it was not drafted, it was not started in 1946, but it was started much before than that for India. And in 1931, the resolution at the Karachi session of Indian National Congress dwelt on how independent India's constitution should look like. Both these documents were committed to the inclusion of universal adult franchise. दोनों में ही लिखा गया था कि यूनिवर्सल एडल्ट फ्रेंचाइज होगा, राइट टू फ्रीडम होगा एंड इक्वलिटी, एंड टू प्रोटेक्टिंग द राइट्स ऑफ माइनॉरिटी in the constitution of independent India. So some basic values were accepted by all leaders much before the Constituent Assembly. इसलिए कुछ तो हमें 1928 से 31 तक जो बना था उसमें से हमें कुछ बेसिक वैल्यूज़ तो पहले ही मिल चुके थे. द फेमिलियरिटी with political institutions of colonial rule also helped develop an agreement over the institutional design. The British rule had given voting rights only to a few. आपको पता है कि कुछ लोगों को ये voting rights मिले हुए थे. So on that basis, the British had introduced very weak legislature. Elections were held in 1937 to provincial legislatures and ministers all over British India. And these were not fully democratic government, because maximum of our people or maximum of Indians, they were not given right to vote. So how can we say that they are fully democratic? But the experience gained by Indians in the working of legislative institutions proved to be very helpful. लेकिन जो लोग उस टाइम पे गवर्नमेंट में मिनिस्टर बन गए थे 1937 में, उनकी वजह से हमें बहुत हेल्प मिल गई for the setting up its own institution and working in them. So today it's all for them. Tomorrow we will proceed.